All right, so this is episode 8 of 180 with Tay. And the biggest thing that we're going to talk about this episode is dry January, but we won't get to that till the end. So the first thing I do want to talk about is progress. Just progress in general. Just kind of look back. 6 months, 2 years, the beginning of COVID, 10 years, literally however many years you want, and just kind of look and see how far you've come. There are things that you want from back when you were a kid that you probably have now. And if there are things that you wanted back then that you don't have now, maybe it's time to work towards them if you still want some of those things. And I kind of think that I'm ready to do that. And when I think back 10 years ago, I was 18 years old and I started drinking when I was 15. So I had already been heavy to drink. I literally think I could even buy alcohol on my own at that age, but we won't get into that. So it's like, what, 13 something crazy years of drinking, over a decade, regardless. And even just now is when I'm wanting to slow down my drinking habits. I know I'm still young, but all of those years of drinking, like I know there's people that have drank way more or way less, and it's not anything like that. It's just crazy to think that it took so long for me to even think that I wanted to slow down and that it could help me. So and you have to think, like, when I was 21, I was in college, so obviously I was heavily drinking. That's just kind of what goes with the college. And then I moved back to Arizona, so tons of drinking. And like, obviously I could have realized before that there needed to be a change, but I was having fun, and that's so hard to look past. So even though I should have known before, it just is what it is. And you can't get stuck thinking about the things that you could have been doing, or that if you weren't drinking, or if you would have been spending more time doing this, that, or the other. You can't think like that. I can't think like that, or I will literally go crazy. So like, if I wasn't partying, I can't think about that. I spent so much time partying and not focusing. Like, obviously I've accomplished tons of stuff, but how much further could I have gone? But like I said, I can't go crazy thinking about that. So what I want you to think about are the things that you wanted back then. And if you don't have them now, maybe it's time. So, and if there's something that's been holding you back, maybe alcohol, changes need to be made. So I have a little way to kind of think about this. So what I do with my friends is I call it a goals list. And I do it whenever I can, like, feel heavy depression coming from some of my friends, or not like heavy depression, but like just a loss for being. I don't know, that sounds really heavy, but I do it when I feel like it needs to be done. And I get a piece of paper, and I know this sounds super corny, but I get a piece of paper and I write my name down, because I'm not just going to make them do it on their own. And everybody should do this every once in a while. So I write my name down, I write their name down. And if you do it by yourself, just write your name down and write the date, and literally at the top, put goals list. And I'll usually start off to give them an idea of, like, kind of where you kind of want to start. And it could be anything. It can be spiritual, it can be mental, it can be physical. What can have to do with money, can have to do with work. Literally, it can be anything. It's a goals list. It's what you want. It's what makes you happy. So on the goals list, I'll write anything. Like, for me, mine will be dry January right at the top. And then they go. And then I write another one. Doesn't have to be relative at all. Like I said, any goal that you want. And then we just go back and forth until we literally cannot write anymore. Right? That's easy. And then once you can't, just kind of reflect. Look at what you wrote down. Look at how you can accomplish them. And see, what you can work on first. The best thing about these is that you're going to be inspired, and you're also inspiring at the same time, like the other person. So that's super beneficial. And writing it out, like, as lame as it sounds, it's just going to be helpful to see it. And not a lot of people write things down. So, like, it's good to do every once in a while just to think about it. So in regards to getting goals done, not drinking is going to make some of those things much, much easier to achieve. And like life is literally going to improve tons on hella different levels just by not drinking and then trying to push towards some of these goals that you wrote down. And that's something I like to, and like that's exciting, right? Accomplishing your goals, that's exciting. It should be. And that's something that I like to make sure I have all of the time. Like goals lists are just every once in a while when you feel like they're necessary, because you could kind of always have an idea of what you're working towards and what you want. But making a goals list, definitely make sure that you try to have an idea of what you want. But having something to be excited about, or something to look forward to, or something that you're super stoked on from the past, like having something to be excited about is super important to me. It's almost like, what's the point if you don't have something to look forward to? And that could be a trip, it could be a promotion, it could be literally anything, something that makes you excited, a concert, something to look forward to. Having that always is super important, and making sure that you kind of have something to think about and to get stoked on, so you don't like lose yourself in the mundane of life that it can be sometimes. So just keeping a positive mind, that's the most important part about all of this. Just try to be as positive as you can. So like I said, at the beginning of my goals list, right at the tippy top, it's gonna say dry January, and then obviously growing from there. So we're gonna talk about dry January now. And the funniest thing that I did here was that men, apparently when they are doing dry January, they call it Manuary, and that's fucking hilarious to me for some reason. So dry January, it is obviously not drinking for the entire month, and for some it's a tradition, which makes it a little easier and a little exciting. But for others, it is a whole task. And for me, it's kind of both now, because last year we did it, lasted to the 27th. And so this year it would be a huge accomplishment making it to the 30th, or however many days are in January. Whoops. But so it's more than just, not drinking. It's a chance to prove to myself that I can do it, and also to try to improve on every other aspect of life, so that I can see how beneficial not drinking is for my mental, my body, my progression, everything. And like, I already know I can do it. You can do anything you set your mind to. Like, I know I cannot drink for an entire month, and forward and so on and so forth after that. Like, that's the goal. So I want to kind of talk, because last year I did not have any prep, just jumped into it, jumped into a bunch of things, like jumped into a diet, jumped into working out, jumped into not drinking all at once. It was a lot, but it was pretty successful. So since I have that little kick, I should be able to do even better this year. At least that's the goal. So right away for dry January prep, I have tips, tricks, and what the fuck is this number 5. So tips, tricks, and what the fuck is this, because none of us know what we're doing. Number 5 is to not keep alcohol in the house. This one is super relevant for dry January, but it's also super relevant for sobriety in general, is not keeping alcohol in the house. I mean, I don't know if it's just me, but like, if it's in the house, I want to drink it. And if I don't drink it right away, I'm probably going to drink it within the next 2-3 weekends. So like max 3 weeks, I'm drinking the alcohol in the house. And the urge to drink it just exists if it's there. So why not just avoid it and have it not there entirely, and tell people maybe not bring it over. And if you have roommates or family, like hide it. I don't know, that's extra, but and maybe you have more self-control than me, but that is literally why I'm here. Is to figure out that self-control. So tips, tricks, and what the fuck is this? Number 5, don't keep alcohol in the house. And definitely, if you're doing dry January, get it out of the house before the 1st. Just do yourself that solid favor and make sure it's all gone before New Year's. And that's definitely something that I will be doing. And then just some other really basic tips on how to prepare for dry January, because let's say you drink super heavy, or like every night, and that's something you're not going to be doing, or even on the weekends. Having a plan of how to try to stay sober and occupied. So first off, the most important thing that you can do is tell your family and friends. Like, obviously, you need to keep yourself accountable first and foremost, because we are the only person that we are going to listen to the most, maybe. But tell your friends and family so that they can kind of have a feel and kind of try to help you with this, what that you're trying to do and accomplish, right? So having an action plan, trying to maybe accomplish some of those goals that you wrote down, right? Having something that you can occupy your time with that is beneficial to your mental and the fact that you're not drinking. So like for me, if it's a nighttime and I'm like, oh, I would much rather go get a bottle of wine and do that and just watch a show or just chill on TikTok, who knows, whatever. I'm gonna get my piano out. I'm gonna try to learn some music, mostly the Hill House theme song. That's my first attempt. Done it before and I'll do it again, but I'm gonna try to teach myself piano in January. So that'll be cool. Just try your hobbies. Try and do things that make you happy that you maybe gave up on. Do some of those things more often in January so that you can keep your mind occupied. Work out, go to the gym, go for a run, whatever. I literally only go to the gym for cardio because not only is the gym just kind of annoying for a woman, but I make too much noise when I like am doing crunches and squats and stuff. So doing it in the comfort of my own home, just way better, and a lot less in my brain. So working out is hard. So having that with your preparation for dry January, that's definitely something to do every day that you can improve yourself when you're not drinking. And eating healthy on top of that, if you're going to work out, might as well eat healthy. And meal prep is so difficult. So that takes a lot of time as well. So that's obviously another check that you can focus on. And some people love to cook. So like, make it a thing. Make it something that you enjoy doing. Start learning new recipes. I don't know, just a suggestion. And then this is the best one, by far my favorite, is get some extra sleep. Give yourself more time to sleep. Don't stay up drinking all night and rest. I don't know, just a thought. I get lots of sleep, so that will be definitely something I will be doing still. And then obviously the biggest pro, honestly, always is going to be saving money. Not spending any of your money at the bar, not spending any money on alcohol. It's just going to be a huge pro. And I am ready to reap all of these benefits. So dry January is right around the corner. It's the middle of December. So it is the perfect time to try to improve. Try to take the extra steps that you can. And not being an alcoholic is going to be awesome. All right. So let's go dry January.